sometimes, attraction doesn't knock on the door, it quietly enters the room, sits down, and says nothing. You don't hear it, you feel it. It's not in the words, it's in the pauses, not in the conversations, but in the glances held a little longer than they should be. And often, you miss sight not because it wasn't there, but because you were too busy chasing noise to recognize the silence that was meant for you. There's a secret language that doesn't require speech, yet it's louder than any confession. A language of subtlety, timing, softness. And when a woman is drawn to you, when something inside her is pulled by your presence, she doesn't always say it. She shows it. She expresses it not through her voice, but through the body, through instinct, vulnerability, and unspoken invitation. But to see it, you must become the kind of man who listens to more than words, who lives from stillness, not performance, who observes not with suspicion, but with calm. Because the truth is, women give signs. They always do. The question is, are you quiet enough inside to read them? I remember one day I was at a small coffee shop tucked into a quiet corner of the city, the kind of place where the world slows down. I went in alone, needing a pause from life, carrying only my thoughts and a book I probably wouldn't open. A woman was sitting a few tables away. She had a book too, but she wasn't really reading it. Her eyes danced sometimes on the page, sometimes across the room, sometimes toward me. It wasn't obvious, it wasn't loud, it was in the way her eyes lifted to meet mine just for a second too long. The way she tucked her hair behind her ear every time our gaze collided, like she didn't know whether to hide or reveal. The way her body was turned slightly in my direction, even though she wasn't facing me directly. It wasn't coincidence. It was the language of silent longing. She walked past me to leave, and in that moment, she brushed her hand on the edge of my table, just lightly, just enough. She looked at me and smiled, not a big smile, but one with a quiet secret behind it. She didn't speak, neither did I. But in that moment, more was said than any conversation could hold. She walked away, and I never saw her again. But that moment taught me more about attraction than any book, movie, or friend ever had. It taught me to watch differently, to listen to energy, not just words, to stop thinking that interest always arrives with fanfare. Sometimes, it whispers, and if you're too loud inside, you'll miss it every time. When a woman is secretly interested, it often starts in the eyes. There's a softness to her gaze, a kind of curiosity she's trying not to reveal. She doesn't just look at you, she lingers, and if she catches your eye, she might quickly look away, only to return a few moments later. It's not coincidence, it's her heart trying to speak through her glance. Her pupils might dilate, her expression might brighten, and not because you said something brilliant, but because something about you moved something in her. And that reaction isn't calculated, it's honest, it's involuntary. If you're centered enough, you'll see that she smiles differently around you. Not the same smile she offers to friends or strangers, but one that carries a different warmth. It may come with a hint of shyness. It may arrive during a moment when you didn't even say anything funny. That's how you know it wasn't about your words. It was about your presence. You didn't have to earn it, you simply had to be you. That's the most beautiful smile a woman can offer. The one you didn't chase, didn't force, didn't manipulate. Then there's her body. It begins to turn toward you, slightly, subconsciously, sincerely. She may be talking to others, but her feet, her knees, her shoulders, so they find a way to face you. Her body leans where her heart leans, and that isn't something she can easily hide. And if you're grounded, you'll notice, not to take advantage of it, not to brag about it, but to quietly respect it. There's something else to the way she touches her hair, adjusts her clothes, or plays with the necklace while talking to you. These aren't staged performances, they're signals of nervousness, of excitement, of openness. She may expose her neck without realizing, or look down and smile after you've said something simple. These small gestures are her way of allowing herself to be seen while wondering if you're really seeing her. She may mirror you, too. You cross your arms, she does too. You lean back, she shifts in the same direction. This mirroring isn't about copying, it's about connection. Her body is syncing with yours, telling you that she feels aligned without saying a single word. One of the most powerful signs is proximity. If she's finding small reasons to be near you, that's not by accident. Whether you're at an event, a gathering, or even just walking past each other. If she keeps appearing near you, placing herself within your space, there's a reason. Women don't move closer to what makes them feel nothing. They move closer to what stirs something inside. Then there's the laugh. Not the laugh she gives to everyone. The one that feels just a little lighter, a little freer. When she's around you, it might come a little too easily, or at things that aren't objectively funny, but it's not the joke she's responding to, it's the energy. You made her feel something. That laugh is an exhale of comfort. Even the way she says goodbye can carry a message. If she hesitates before leaving, if her eyes linger just a little longer, if she turns back once before walking away, those are the moments when the heart almost speaks but holds itself back. And in those moments, if you're present, you'll hear what she couldn't say. The key in all of this is not to chase, not to interrogate, not to assume. It's to become the kind of man who can receive subtle energy without corrupting it. A man who doesn't take every sign as a green light, but sees it as a sacred offering and not a reward, but a reflection of his presence. A man who understands that real desire grows in safety, not pressure. Because attraction isn't about words or gestures. It's about resonance. It's about what your energy does to hers. And when a woman feels safe, seen, and unchased, her body speaks louder than her voice ever could. You must become still enough to know this, confident enough not to react desperately, and wise enough to know that not all desire requires action. Sometimes, the most powerful move is no move at all, just presence, just eye contact, just a calm heart that doesn't flinch when affection comes its way. What makes you attractive isn't your performance, it's your peace. It's the way you don't force conversations, but allow them to flow. The way you can sit in silence and still create comfort. The way you can recognize interest without needing to conquer it. That's rare. That's real. That's powerful. You must learn the art of listening beyond words. Watch her hands. Notice the tilt of her head when you speak. Feel the atmosphere when she's around you. Sense the way her energy softens in your presence. These are not accidents. These are invitations to quiet, tender, and sincere. But remember, just because someone wants you doesn't mean they're ready for you. And just because she shows interest doesn't mean she's obligated to act on it. Respect is everything. Integrity is everything. You don't take a woman's subtle openness and turn it into a transaction. You hold it with care, with restraint, with reverence. Because the more deeply you respect the signs, the more signs you begin to receive, not just from women, but from life itself. When you stop chasing, you start attracting. When you stop trying to be seen, you start being noticed. When you become still, the whole world leans in to listen. So be the flame, not the moth, the grounded one, not the scattered one. Be the man who walks into a room and doesn't need to prove anything. The man who sees the signs but doesn't rush toward them. The man who understands that true connection doesn't need to be forced up, it needs to be felt. You'll know when she wants you. You'll feel it in the way her presence sharpens when you're near, in the way her guard lowers, slowly, quietly, in the way her body speaks words her lips won't yet say. And when that moment comes, don't make it about you, make it about her. Make it about creating a space so grounded, so gentle, so powerful, that she feels safe to reveal even more. That's how you honor a woman's interest. That's how you turn attraction into connection, and connection into something lasting. By not rushing, by not reacting, but by standing so firmly in who you are, that everything meant for you naturally moves closer. When she wants you, you won't need to decode every action. Her body will say it in the stillness. Her energy will carry it through the air. And your presencia, your calm, confident, grounded presencia will answer without words. That's how you'll know. That's when you'll understand. And that's when you'll no longer need to ask.